is Divine Sunshine coming to you with a channeled message. Um, the message that I got is pretty much inspired by me looking at Twin D. She kind of explained and filled in the blanks about some things that was going on as far as with why in certain cards when I have card readings, I think it's in the Kama Sutra one that I'm always drawn by the feminine holding the divine masculine's head. And she explained in her way of saying that the role for us as divine feminines, which is, and I always said that in my own explanation, which was that again, the head rules the body. And in order for you in leadership roles, that's always been taught to me, with the divine feminine being the leader, being able to turn the body in the direction that you want it to actually go. Now, what I want to bring in attention to, and me working with David now, I kind of see what's going on. Let's get out of the understanding that it's the divine feminines who is the woman, or the one who embodies, whose avatar, or what you see physically, like I am a woman, I have breasts, I have butt, I have hips, is the one is always the ones that's taking the leadership role. We're saying, Spirit is saying, the divine feminine energy is the one who is in the lead. If you watch the playground experience with David, you seen, and I told you, and I can see with him when he swaps energies, and I can see that within myself, because how am I able to see it within him? I can see it within myself, and the energies does just like that, the infinity sign. Okay, today I'm masculine, tomorrow I'm energy, or depending on the situation, the energies goes like this. Let's not move into the energies of thinking that it's always the female, not divine feminine, female's role that's carrying the heavy load. It's the divine feminine energy. So whatever energy that you are resonating in at that moment, that's the one that's got to take the lead. So if you're in your divine masculine energy, remember we house both. We are both polarities. It's just only a usage of a term to help us to understand what we are. And I think what we're doing is getting hung up with the terminology. And we've all been saying that. We're getting too hung up on it. It's not that. It's the divine feminine, your emotions, the divine feminine energy within you, the divine masculine energy within you has got to take the lead over the divine masculine energies. Divine masculine energies is more analytical. I've told you even on this channel that this twin flame journey cannot be won over, or you cannot have victory if you're going to stay in the thinking in your brain all of the time. It's not going to work. Thinking is not going to get you over. Thinking is going to get you stuck. That's what they just told me. It's going to get you stuck in the same cycles, same things, over and over again. You've got to feel with your heart. This journey goes all beyond physicalities and illusions. Because if you start believing, seeing, that's just like what they're saying about the Matrix. If you go on ahead and start believing what is being brought to you by television, society, social media, your family, your friends, you're going to fall flat. That's what I see. And it's showing me like a flat line going, ee. And when you hear that sound, you know somebody what? Dead. So my thing is that we've got to go beyond. I'm coming in and I'm coaching. We're getting close to the finish line, people. And divine feminines, I'm going to call you out and stuff. And you know I call you on you. That's why they say I'm feisty, which I am. You got to get past the pain. I'm looking at people that, again, I was putting some comment on, I think it was Twin D's thing about the thing, and I'll try to share that. her thing, and the girl was just going all off about that. Well, I ain't gonna be disrespected by no masculine. Nobody at no kind of point should be allowed to be violated, be treated the way it is. So I got to do. You could just hear all ego in what was stated. Sure, they have done. I try to work with my mom and understanding for her to go past the pain. It's a little hard for her to do that. She can't get. She does. She said, I love him still, but it's always followed with a but. The same thing with me. I'm divine sunshine. I have to talk to myself as well about that. But then I have to ask myself, do I want this man? Can I get past that? Have you ever have done something so bad or horrendous to another person and you're like, oh my God, I really want forgiveness for what I done. I've done some ugly stuff, especially with this mouth. I definitely know that. And it said some hurtful things. So my thing is, there's some things that I like, oh, I wish I could take away. I wish I could bring that back, do over. I wish you erase that, because that's not really who I am. That's who I was at that moment. But in my heart, like some people say, charged to my head, not my heart, that's not where I really want you to walk away thinking that that's the totality of me. Some of them say kiss my ass. They don't want to deal with me because of what my mouth or what I said or what I done. Okay, that's your right to do that. But at the same time, picture yourself, have you ever have done something so horrendous, so that you're like, oh my God, I did that. That's what your divine counterpart is. That whatever they did to you, that's how they feel. At the core of it, they still, good people still do bad things. And part of me was like, and get over it. They do those things like that. If we sit down and I'll tell you about what the things the divine masculine did to me and whatever had did that one, we say, oh my God, your stuff is just as bad as mine. And you still up there doing the channel? God, how? You still want to be in communications with them? God, how? Because I get it's a part of me, and I know I have an ugly part. I think I see that card there that says divinity, where it's got this lady who's nude and she's got these black flowers coming from her. Because I've gotten to the point to understand that there's some ugly parts of me. And like David said, we share the same soul, but we got different egos. And I know my other part of my ego side too. And I know how ugly and how deep it can go. But I know at the core of me and my soul, that's not who I am. You have to remember, we've got to stop thinking that the divine masculine or your divine feminine counterpart that's acting in these karmic ways or in distorted. I like that. They're in their distorted self, acting like they sane in the membrane. But you got to remember, they're insane in the membrane, insane in the brain. They're not there. That's not you. If they were really operating in their truest, highest form, a lot of that stuff that they accepted from being in those situations, karmic, a third party, person, place, a thing, some of them things that they have done to you, if they were truly at their true self, they wouldn't even think about doing. You got to remember that you're dealing with their distorted self. Distorted means something's wrong. It's like me, you seeing me, and then the next thing is it's all over, and I'm all over the place. What you seeing? It's all staticky. It's white noise. You barely seeing me. It look like it's digital. You seeing every pixel, but you're not seeing the whole total me. So I hear it sound like her, but I can't see her. Where divine sunshine go? That's it. This person who's distorted is walking around here sounding like your divine counterpart, but it ain't them. They ain't put all them pixels back together again so you can have you a clear picture, a whole person. Divine feminist, we got to move past the hurt. Now, this union is what you want. Then forgiveness has got to be that. Remember, you are a light worker. You are a twin flame. That means you practice unconditional love. That means you love them without the conditions. The condition of I love you when you get out that situation. I love you when you start treating me right. I love you what? Of course, put healthy boundaries up. Now, if he's up there being abusive to you verbally or whatever like that, no, you don't stand for it. But at the same time, you still love him. I love you, but you're not acting like a person. So guess what? I'm going to love you at a distance. But at the same time, remember, the key thing is to act with integrity. You can't say that and then be at a distance, but then and you know within your heart you still want that person. See, that's the difference is. And then you come from ego. I don't want that, you know, when he get himself right, you know, did that X, Y, and Z. It comes with the package deal. Like how you tell my counterpart, my DM. Loving you, that comes with the package deal. The unconditional love part comes with that. They got some stuff to work out. That's why they're in those situations. To remember to get back. And while they're doing that, you're working on yourself. Because you're not perfect. I hear somebody say, no, not by a long shot. No, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I can see things that I still have to work on. I like how in Twin D she was talking about how the head, with these energies now, the divine masculines now are going through, you call it the dark night of soul, or if you call it those hard lessons to really make him to turn, to do a 360, to turn all the way around and go in the right direction. Us as divine feminists, we done kind of been through it, but since we're connected, you're going to find yourself kind of do that push and pull, like what's happening with these highs and lows, with these feelings. What's going on? I thought I covered that. Well, because the divine master is going through that, and because they're going through it, you're going to go through that kind of roller coaster ride too as well. But however, the difference between them is that you know how to be calm in the middle of the storm because you done been through that. Oh, I done been through this. I know what this is. Okay, steady yourself. I done been there, done that. We're not going to repeat this again. Now, that's him that's going through that. So I'm going to be an anchor for both of us. I feel like they got like a balloon, and you had that balloon, and you say, this anchor, you go all the way around in the wind, but guess what? I'm holding us. Twin D brought up a thing about as well, I don't know if I quote, but what I walked away from it is understanding that she was like, the divine feminine is the brain, because first I was like, she got it wrong, because most of the time the divine masculine is the brain and the divine feminine is the heart, but she explained it. The divine feminine is the brain. She's the ones is the brains of the operation. Energy, not feminine, because you got a breast and hips and a butt. I was about to say and the ass. Not talking about that. Y'all got to get past that. Now, then you don't like how I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you this way so it can get through to you, because I'm tired of all this extra other stuff that you is going past you. It's going right on over your head, and you ain't even getting into it. That's why I say you got to get past the hurt. Got to get past the pain. Again, the divine feminine energy. Not because you got a tits and ass and hips mean that you're the divine feminine. That's not what I'm saying. Divine feminine energy. Look up and do some research and find out what is usually linked to the divine feminine energies. That one is the brains of the operation. Brains of the operation helps to conduct about what's going on in the heart. Because what you're thinking also affects your heart. Your divine masculine is the heart. And she explained it that because the heart also rules, and your heart is where your soul is. Now that goes back to Kurt over there at Twin Flame All Stars and saying, he says real simple, really you didn't have to get his program. He said do the soul work, get your soul in order, and then everything will follow. Well, if you put what he says and you watch Twin D's thing, what she just said, she just released it in case it don't come out fast enough or I come on here and I forget. If you do that, then you got the whole operation on lock. There's success and there's union. Because if you get yourself together to rule how your heart feels, that's why I say you got to get past the pain, divine feminine energies, for the divine masculine, who is housed in the heart space. He rules the heart, which again is where you and the heart and the mind connects in the soul, because you all have one soul, two egos. That's how you split off into other things, because that's how you resonate on the same thing. You've got to be right within your soul. Like I say, it is well in my soul. You've got to get to the point that everything that has happened and has occurred to you, once you feel that resonance within you to say it is well in my soul, everything it is well with my divine master. It is well with myself. It is well with what my parents did to me. It is well with what the world has done. It is well with my friends. When you resonate into that, then union will come. There's your confirmation. Once you feel healthy and whole within that, so you got to work on your mind, your brain, how you think in there to rule what's going on with the body, the emotions. So another thing where they were saying as well is that, again, the divine masculine has got to get out of the emotions and get out of the thinking to get into the emotions. And the divine feminine has got to get out the emotions to get into your thinking. Now you see why that the people have been saying this all along, because again, once you get into your right groove and to your right space, then you can be able to move. It's like now the car can proceed. Like they say, everybody got their stuff in their hands, seat belts and everything. We always on his show talk about roller coaster ride. When they say everybody's seats on and you see them do that check, seeing the harness is on there, it ain't lifting up, you got all your belongings in there, you sitting properly, that is now the ride can go on and proceed. That's why we keep on saying those things. Learning how to move yourself from where you think you're naturally supposed to be. Again, divine feminine, out of the emotions, out your feelings, get out the feels. Move into that thinking spot, so where you, divine feminine, can now reign and move the relationship. Divine masculine, get out of that thinking, get in your heart space, because that's really actually where you rule. You have the power into soul, in between the connection with the thinking, the brain, and the heart. Now we have union. Now, almost like see the cross here. Now we got union. You got to make that connection. So it's divine feminine's energy, how you able to get into your heart space. Again, you got to get out of the fields, the 3D fields. Now, what also had been brought to me was the Wizard of Oz. And it was saying that, that the Dorothy had represented your 3D self, and the rest of them, like the lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, represented your conscious. And so at all times, Dorothy had the keys to be able to go home at all times. They say click your heels 3 times. Well, a lot of times April says that, to get yourself grounded. That's what the clicking the heels 3 times is, to get grounded into the trinities. The spirit get grounded, the soul get grounded, and the body get grounded. Ruby slippers red root chakra. Get that root chakra together. Get yourself grounded and rooted. Do some root activities. You got your scarecrow. Your scarecrow there say he didn't have a brain. Again, What are we talking about? The brain. Get the brain together. Rather you're divine feminine or divine masculine. Get that head right. Not the lion, the Tin Man. He didn't have a heart. Interesting how the writer, I forgot who the author of the Wiz did that. Why he didn't have all them other pieces in there? Why he picked just the brain and the heart? Because they knew that subconsciously or whatever downloads that had brought him from source of that story, understanding those are the two key things that's going to help lead you to go what? Home. And he threw in courage. You need courage. Courage, funny thing is the lion. Lion goes two ways. Lion represents in tarot your ego, and it also represents your courage. So that means representing between the two of those things, your heart and your mind, you got that courage right there. That's that third energy. We always talk about third energy. It's always three. Ain't that interesting? Because that ego could go either way. Your ego could go wrong, and if it's distorted self, it could tell the heart to do one thing, the mind to do another. Mind, look on Facebook. Oh, he ain't gonna work out. He look like he happy with the karma. Your heart. And he hurt me so much when he did that. Oh my God, I can't get past that. Ego. Healthy ego. Okay. I see him, the brain. I see it. But guess what? It's an illusion. I already know this because ain't no way, not the way how I feel in my heart. I see how he acts with me. And I know with my heart, when I back that up together, that whatever I'm seeing on that Facebook page about them being happy together, it's a lie. It's a lie. I also know what Source told me. Source told me he belongs. We were married. We belong together. He says we have things we have to do together. Things that we have to accomplish to help the world. So what I got to do, they should have had, but they don't have nobody to represent that. Trust, have faith. At that time, maybe I could have maybe represented the wizard. She said, you know, it wasn't who you thought it was. No, the faith will be they brought it to me. They say it will be the good witch, Glenda. She represents the faith. We do all kind of breakdowns on the wizard if we wanted to, and the witch, you know. So now you got land that could be the karmic, whatever, which way you want to put it. And the flying monkeys is the friends and families that come around and put some stuff in the ear, like, yes, my pretty, yeah. On that, all that kind of stuff. It's like it helps them to perpetuate that evilness in it. Water, interested, the thing that killed it was water. What's that? That's spirituality. That's baptism. Water represents the body of Christ. Getting that enlightenment through water. We can get deep on here if we want to. Yellow brick road. Solar plexus. Following that to lead us to where we need to actually go. Taking that step by step. Standing in our foundation. Because the road is your foundation. Yes, I am channeling. So that's it. Bricks. Foundation. One step at a time to be able to build there. So, in the Emerald City, that's your heart. That's where everything is. But that's not home. Emerald City is, again, the things, like I said, residencies, other people. Maybe that represents home to you, but that's not your true home. Your true home is where your divine masculine, divine feminine is. Okay? I think I gave you enough. I'm trying to figure out what, because I gave you a hodgepodge of a lot of things to kind of really think of. Maybe I call it No Place Like Home. But move through the pains, because there's no place like home. And I put the wizard eyes on them. All right, then, I'm going to try to do the current energies for this week. I think we need to have this pep talk to get to that, I needed it too. I was feeling some things. I think that's on the DM thing. We got to hold down. Got to hold down. Divine feminine energies. Don't matter if you got a third leg. You still housed. You know what that means. There. You still house the divine feminine energies. Now you seen that when David had talked about that. He's like, I'm a balance because I feel like I don't define myself by either one, feminine or masculine. And I don't either. For a while I had resonated that. I said, what's going on? Because I like, sometimes I can feel when I'm in my masculine and that. And they kind of made me, when I first seen the journey, maybe it's like I had to choose sides. Like, are you feminine? Are you playing for the feminists? Or are you playing for the divine masculine? And I'm like, do I got to choose today? That's my answer. Like, what? Do I got to choose today? Because, I mean, I can tell you sometimes I'm like, It depends on the situation. I've been said that from the jump. That's why a lot of people say, if you got a channel, you ain't no divine masculine, you the divine feminine. I was like, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. That I'm not awakened. The unawakened one is always the divine masculine. I think we're moving out of that thought and premise that, it both ways. Because I have to be both ways, because the divine masculines, when I talk to them, they feel so much at ease. Like, just like I'm doing that, like, okay, yeah, let's go on, let's talk this up. So in order for me to be trusted by divine masculine energies, and those of you all that have had readings with me, you see they like, yup, that's my divine masculine. If they don't trust you, they not going to show up for the reading and tell you all the tea. Unless they actually trust you. Because in some kind of way, you must be one of them. So this is what I'm saying. So my thing is, we got to get out of that saying, I'm divine feminine, I'm divine masculine. You got to kind of move that needle over to be resonated to say, I house both. When I'm in that go-getter mode and I'm going to go get stuff like that, I'm in my divine masculine mode. I cannot deny that. And when I'm feeling open and receptive to things and being very flexible about some things, I'm in my divine feminine. Like today, I feel like I'm divine masculine because I ain't accepting what kind of crap y'all is trying to sell right now. That's enough is enough. Aries, Sagittarius, Aquarius, whatever energies I'm in. Aries sun, rising is Sagittarius, and moon is Aquarius. I found that out. So whichever you pick between all of them and tell you who's there. I think the Aries is being feisty and ruling it right now. Because I'm like, okay, thank you. Ralphie, you ain't got to tell on me like that. So that's it on that. Ralphie will say, no, you ain't your Aries. You ain't in resonating in none of that other stuff that you talking about. All right then, I love you, but we got to have this talk. It's enough is enough. If you want this union, someone say snap out of it. Like my DM sent me this talk about, where was this something, and he was a Batman or something like that, and he was talking about, that's when I was helping him on the job, and he was talking about, he's like, get up and help me with this stuff, and he sent me this Batman, like, slap out. And I said, did you just slap me through the cartoon? And that's what I'm doing. I'm giving you the Batman slap. Wake yourself up. Do you want this union or not? If you do, get yourself together. Get pushed past that pain. And let's go ahead and get our divine counterpart that rightfully belongs to us. There's enough on this pussyfooting talking about the pain and that stuff. It's in the past. Let's live in the now and know that when they come to us, we're starting off with a clean slate and we're just going to take off from there. All right, that's a nice point for me to stop right here. As always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Love you.